This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the Town of North Haven.
Good evening and welcome to the October 21st, 2024 meeting of the North Haven Board of Police Commissioners. My name is Larry Lazoff. I'm the chairman. To my left is Bob Hannon, our vice chairman. To his left is Commissioner Wyman. And to my right is Commissioner Meek. I'd like to ask for an approval of the minutes of September 24th, 2024 meeting, both the regular and executive session, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Being as our secretary, Calafiore, is not here today, we did check and there are no correspondences, so we'll go right into the chairman's report. I noticed from our reports, as I'm sure you guys all noticed also, that our calls for service are up, our motor vehicle stops are up, and our total arrests are up. And this just demonstrates the need, obviously, for more officers, and there's obviously increased crime in all the communities, but I can tell you this, that I have many residents come into my place of business and comments about their concerns about the increase, but they're complimenting the police force about how efficient and how well protected they feel and how safe they feel in this community. So my compliments to you guys and the entire force, that even though we have situations like other communities, you guys are really taking control of this. And I want you to know that the residents do realize that, truly appreciate it. Just a reminder, the end of the month is trick or treat, and please be careful of the children and their parents walking along the streets collecting candy. And my usual reminder about locking your cars, your homes, your sheds. And also, just the early morning, people that do walking and jogging, it would be helpful, I think, and safer for you if you wore a reflective item. It's dark, it's hard to see, so just as a protection for yourself and everybody else, it might be a good idea to wear something reflective. With that, I'll turn it over to the chief for the chief's report.
Thank you. I'll start with the budget report. At the end of period 3, which is up until the last day of September, which finalizes quarter 1 of the fiscal year, we're at 22.6% expended. This is under our self-imposed limit. Like I said, at the end of quarter 1, we're in good shape. We track overtime very closely, the deputy chief and I. Aside from full-time personnel, overtime's by far the largest line item, so that can get out of control sometimes depending on staffing. But we're in good shape, except for our dispatch center, which comes out of the same line. But we only have 6 of the 8 budgeted positions staffed right now, so dispatch is going to drive that line up. But like I said, overall, we're in pretty good shape. Still early in the fiscal year, but we began to prepare for next year's fiscal budget. We began drafting that budget proposal. Like I said last month, if any commissioners have any suggestions or ideas, we could talk offline about that. My budget request will be due early December, so by the November meeting I'll have a document to present to the commission, just outlining where we are at, where we'd like to be, and what those requests are going to be, especially the increase. Does anybody have any questions on the budget at this point?
Will you be asking for more personnel for next year's budget?
I expect to ask for more, yes. Okay. Yeah, we asked for 4 new officers last year. As you know, we received 2 half-year positions, so we're not sure exactly what the numbers are going to look like. It's something we're planning on pursuing.
Awesome.
I think it will be supported, at least from the public side, whether it's supported by the Board of Finance or anyone else or the public meeting, we'll see.
No, the residents definitely support it, I can guarantee you that.
Good. Under the traffic report, the regional traffic enforcement has been successful. We've been doing that all spring, throughout summer. In September, we were in North Haven, East Haven, and Madison with at least 10 different police officers with their own vehicles, running license plates, doing speed enforcement, cell phone enforcement. Like I said, that's been well received. We are planning to continue that through the fall. We're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of doing a full day in each town, we're going to do a morning in one town, afternoon in a different town, so we can cycle through the towns a little bit quicker, especially as it gets darker earlier, and we'll see how that works out. Still under traffic, the signage requests that were approved by the commission for McDermott Road, those signs have come in, they've been installed, and it looks good down there. I know the business down there is very happy with it. We took delivery of our brand new K-9 vehicle, and this is for Officer Matt Ferrucci and our newest K-9. So that's in service at this time, and our traffic division is still working with our vendors to outfit and upfit 2 of our new vehicles for this fiscal year. So we expect in the next couple months taking delivery of those. Our traffic division is preparing to assist with Trunk or Treat, the event at the high school, which draws a lot of people. So our role there is just primarily safety, crossing, making sure traffic isn't an issue with all the kids walking around. And they're preparing a plan for the Rotary 5K run, which leaves from the high school typically and goes through the residential area and comes back. Under training and professional standards, please refer to the reports that you receive. There's a lot of training that takes place every month. We continue to invest in not just the basic training that's required by post, but advanced training, having our officers trained to become trainers themselves. And so we're always looking for things outside the box that could bring back an expertise to the community. We've also increased our training for our dispatch center, which has been pretty popular the last couple months. Like I said, Officer Ferrucci is in the Connecticut State Police K-9 class currently, and that class should graduate in mid-December. And again, that's our 4th K-9 once he graduates. Officer Seth White finishes field training. He's now on his own. Officer Torres completed her field training. She's also on her own, so we're doing well when it comes to staffing and getting cars out on the road. We plan to swear in 3 new officers in December. That's December 17th meeting. Again, it's the 3rd Tuesday of December, not the 4th. So at that meeting, we're going to swear in 3 new officers. 1 is a certified officer who should only be in field training for about 3 weeks. The other 2 officers will attend the police academy starting January 3rd. And that January 3rd police academy class is expected to graduate on July 31st, 2025. And after field training back here, we won't see those 2 new officers until November 1st, 2025. So more than a year from now. So it kind of gives you an idea of, when we look for more budgeted positions, how long it actually takes to onboard these people. It's not instant. It's not like, hiring more people at the finance department or our professional staff here. There's a lot of training and onboarding that goes into it. As you know, we're conducting a promotional test for just the rank of sergeant, not all the ranks. We have 1 sergeant position open right now after Sergeant John Scarpa retired and is now a supernumerary. We had 9 officers apply for that promotional test. And by next month's meeting, November meeting, we should have a list for you to review with their scores and their ranking. As you know, you can choose from the top 3, and they'll be presented next month. Executive session, you can discuss what direction you want to go with that. And with that said, that lines up pretty well for having a swearing in of not only our 3 new officers for December, but a swearing in of the 3 new officers and the new rank of sergeant for December. So it could be a good meeting for us. Yeah. So anybody have any questions about traffic or professional standards? No. On our Uniform Services Division, year to date, as you mentioned, there's been an increase in calls for service, and this is consistent over the last year. We talk about it every month. We'll just give you some numbers. Year to date, at the end of September, we were at over 22,000 calls for service compared to 19,000 for the previous year. In just September, we were at 2,800 calls for service compared to 2,100 calls for service the previous September. Motor vehicle stops in September of this year was 389 compared to 175. Total motor vehicle citations, this is year to date at the end of September. We are currently at 811 citations issued compared to 470. Motor vehicle accidents are down slightly, and that kind of represents the activity that's out there, the number of officers that are out there, changing driver behavior. Year to date, we had 690 crashes compared to 715 from the previous year. Total arrests in September, year to date total arrests, we had 402 so far at the end of September compared to 316 the previous year. And all larceny complaints, most of these are shopliftings, but they incorporate, larcenies from yards, thefts from parts from vehicles, and a bunch of different categories of larcenies. We were at 310 larcenies compared to 353 for the previous year. So like I said, more officers on the road gives them more time for proactive policing, more of a deterrent in the neighborhoods and the business districts. So we're happy with the staff at this point. Under Investigative Services Division, please refer to the packet. They're very detailed investigative cases. I give you a lot of information. I'm not going to go through all of them. But recently we've been working with our state and federal partners, identifying resources with the upcoming election, potential threats, potential issues. The Deputy Chief and Captain Wozniak met with the staff at Town Hall just to make sure that we're on the same page. They understand our expectations and what we could provide for resources. So I feel like we're in good shape moving forward for the election. In September, we had 4 stolen vehicles in September, compared to 6 from the previous year. All 4 have been recovered and processed for evidence. We only had 3 commercial burglaries and no residential burglaries in September. And I have nothing for the Benary Scholarship.
Okay. Any questions?
No, very good.
Okay. With that being said, I'll make a motion that we go into executive session. Ask for a motion for executive session for personnel discussion.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are back in open session. As it turned out, there really was nothing to discuss in executive session. So I'd entertain a motion for adjournment, please.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.